Hello, hi! Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you are safe and doing well. Welcome back to the fourth video of my J Fashion series that I am doing on J Fashion and trying to dispel the misconceptions as well as the misinformation that is out there on the interwebs. So far, I have already done B-kei, which was the first video. I've done Lolita fashion. I have done the first part of Gyaru. So I feel like Gyaru is probably one of the most misunderstood fashions in the J fashion huge umbrella. And so I decided to have two separate videos talking to different people about various different topics about the style as well as the culture, because Gyaru is a little bit different, well, very different from all the other styles, because first off, it did not originate in Harajuku. It originated in Shibuya, which is another part of Tokyo. So, there's going to be some differences, and I wanted to dive deeper into just some heavier topics. We'll be talking about some very delicate things, so that is what is to come in a little bit. I hope that this is helpful. We'll also be talking about if you would like more information in getting into the community. We'll have those resources as well. So I hope that you enjoy this. So let's get right into it. Let's get into it. All right, so here I am today with Yaya and with Reila. So the three of us are going to be talking all about Gyaru today. To start things off, I would love to hear a quick introduction from the both of you about yourself, how you found out about J fashion as well as Gyaru. So how long ago has that been, and how long have you both been wearing it? So whoever wants to start first, go ahead and yeah, I'd love to hear about it.
Well, Yaya is my senior, so you can start.
I should start? Okay. I'm Yaya. I'm 28 years old. I'm non-binary, so I go by she, they pronouns. And I actually stumbled on Gyaru by accident. I found like a picture of a girl who wore like Yamanba, and it was like really shocking to me. And I have never seen anything like that. And yeah, and I was thinking about it like the whole week, and I was like, oh, I don't know what the style is called, but I couldn't forget it. And then I went like on a huge Google search, and it took me like a couple of days like to find the style. And then I read about the history about Gyaru, and I discovered like all the different sub styles. And I really fell in love with the style, and that's been like 13 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
oh my
I've been
gosh.
doing this like since I was 15, so that's a long time ago. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's incredible.
Yeah.
13 years. That's a whole teenager now. Okay. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, what about you, Rayla? How long have you been wearing Gyaru and J fashion?
I discovered Gyaru 13 years ago too. I actually first discovered Gyaru because of an AV actor, and
okay.
then I was like following him, and I discovered he was a model on Men's F. So I discovered Gyaru like that, and then I discovered like the Egg magazine. So for me, that was like also like pretty shocking, because it was like I was like already like a fan of like some other J fashions like the Coral, Lolita, or Visual K and that. But it was like the first time that I saw a style where, like I see like people with tans that were like super cool. And it was the first time that I saw a style like I could say, oh, I feel identified with this, So that's how I discovered the style. I was 15 as well, so I had to wait for a few years until I could really have like the money or the possibilities to dress up in the style, because in my school we had uniforms, so that was like not possible for me. And I started in Gyaru 8 years ago as well. I started with different styles, and now I'm more into himekaji.
Gosh, wow. I'm like with freaking legends right now. This is so cool. I feel like out of all of the J fashion styles, I feel like Gyaru is probably one of the most misunderstood styles out of all of them. And I'm not sure if you've both seen like on TikTok lately, a lot of hot takes about the style. And so just right off the bat, I know this question is on a lot of people's minds about Gyaru. So is Gyaru blackfishing and or cultural appropriation? And what do you both feel about that?
I could say that the style itself is not blackfishing or Asian fishing or cultural appropriation or anything. Definitely, there can be people who can, fall in those things, or maybe sub styles that can be problematic. But the style itself is not related to that. The style itself is about going against the Japanese standards for women on looks and behavior. So since they have like really clear concept of how a woman should be, then they were against that, and then when it was evolving, there were like certain things or certain looks that could be problematic.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I also think like the rebellion part, especially like the darker styles that like require like a tan, and we're kind of rebelling against the harmful beauty standards like for women in Japan. If you like a white person who wants to try out Gyaru, I think you have to keep in mind that like you cannot rebel against those kind of beauty standards because like you're white and you are not affected like by colorism. So you have to keep that in mind. And also like within the Japanese culture, tanning can be problematic. It can be also like blackfishing as well. If we look at styles like B-kei, for example, now their styles like are kind of like outdated, but we still have to keep that in mind. And we have like within the Japanese culture, there are also like dark-skinned Japanese people and black people. So you really have to think about that too.
So basically, Gyaru in itself is not blackfishing, but there is, a possibility that it could be, but not everyone is trying to do that.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. Touching on what you said earlier about B-kei, what was it? Is it B-kei or B-Gyaru? Because I've seen both.
Like you
Yeah,
can say
in fact, it started like B-kei, like another subculture, like because it was like in the 90s that hip hop started to become like pretty popular in Japan, so people started to like follow their looks and their music and trying to live that lifestyle, and that's when B-kei became popular as their own style. And at some point, it crosses with Gyaru as well. Just like Ageyo that started with Kyabayo, that met Gyaru and there was a cross, or like Goshiku Gyaru that were like is inspired by like Gothic subculture, but found a middle part with Gyaru. B-kei is the same. There was like another style that at some point meets like that middle point with Gyaru, and there were guys who wanted to try this as well.
Like B-Gyaru, I think like there are not a lot of B-Gyarus like anymore. This is like really like an old style. I think there's still like this hip hop culture in Japan, but I think this is like a different story. It's not like the B-Gyaru style itself, because that was just like really like blackfishing because they had like braids or locks and would like or like try to achieve to look like a black person, but it's not like worn anymore. So
okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
No, and especially like in the community that now we have also like more Black people in the community, those kind of topics are also like spoken more, so now at least in the community we know that that's not okay to do. That's definitely black shipping. Maybe at that moment they didn't know that, but now we do have that information. So we should keep that in mind to avoid those kind of like super styles, and to also like speak up if we see someone is doing that in the community. We can tell them, hey, like this is not okay for this and for that, so people can educate themselves.
Okay. I know, Yaya, earlier you mentioned about Yamanba. I wanted to know from the both of you the differences between Ganguro, Mamba, Yamanba, and Kuro Gyaru, because whenever people bring up these topics about like blackfishing, they will pull up these pictures of people wearing, Mamba, Yamamba. So what exactly are these substyles and the differences?
And I can explain the concept. Basically, Yaya and I were both Kurogyaru. Okay, Kurogyaru is a term that refers to people, to black girls or girls with darker skin. You know, so we are both black, so we're both Kurogyaru. You know, it doesn't really matter how dark we are because I mean we're black, but if you're a person with also dark skin, and that's Kurogyaru basically. That's basically the opposite of Shirogyaru, who is people with light skin. So that's not really a sub-style or category or anything. It's just how people identify themselves or is called based off they have like light skin or dark skin.
Okay.
You know, then we have ganguro, which is an updated term, to be honest. You know, ganguro girls were how girls called themselves like in the 90s, which were like the girls that used to have a tan and started in Gyaru. But then the term evolved to like an umbrella term that also includes Yamanba or Mamba. Then it's also included in the 2010s Tsuyome because the Black Diamond girls consider themselves ganguro as well. You know, and now the rest of the Black Diamond guys still consider themselves ganguro, even if some of them don't tan anymore, or they have just like 2000s looks or just like really casual looks. So basically that's a term outdated. It's an umbrella term to call like a lot of different things that happens during all the Gyaru's history, but we don't really use that term anymore. And Mamba and Yamanba were the two more extreme sub-styles in Gyaru. Mamba has like this like panda makeup, you know, and these like extreme tans and looks. And then Yamanba is the most extreme style in Gyaru. You know, basically the origin of Yamanba is that in Japanese folklore, there is this witch from the mountains that is called the Yamanba or the Yama-uba. And the characteristic of this witch was just like we see on Yamanba, you know, like darker skin, super big colored hair, or like baggy clothes and that, you know, so that's what inspired the look of the Yamanbas. However, again, you know, like now we know that using your skin color, you know, as an element or as an accessory for your looks is not okay, you know. So even if the intentions of them were with Yamanba and Mamba was to avoid the male gaze and the heavy sexualization girls had at the time, you know, now we know that using your skin color to say like, I want to do like a disgusting look or I don't want to look ugly and things like that is not really positive, you know, and can fall definitely into colorism. You know, it's not blackface because they are not resembling a black person, but their own folklore, you know, but it's colorism anyways.
Yeah, totally agree.
Okay.
Not everything. But also like I just wanted to touch a little bit like on Yamanba and Mamba, like those styles like ended like in the early 2000s. So it's also like an outdated style, and we know we have like so much information about racism, about colorism out there, and I think like no one who has like light skin or fair skin like should ever like do this style based on the information that we have, because it was like supposed to look shocking or ugly, and it basically demonized black skin, and we just know that it is colorist. Yeah, so we should just leave it like in the past. And yeah.
Like you were saying earlier, Reila, about how you were really happy to find a style with people who have tan skin. Like, let's say somebody wants to wear Gyaru and they wanted to also have tan skin. I have read that, you know, you shouldn't go 3 shades darker than your natural tan. And is that something accurate that people should follow if they were wanting to tan for Gyaru?
Actually, like that rule of you only can tan 3 shades, it's not really a rule and it's very subjective from person to person. Okay. What we basically think is that you should not tan further than your natural tannings. Like, because for example, me as a black person, if I go out, I can tan a lot, you know, like naturally I'm going to get like super, super dark, not necessarily like 3 shades. I don't even know exactly how much is 3 shades, you know, and that could be like a little confusing for people as well. But it's basically that you should not tan further than how you would naturally tan, you know, and you should definitely not tan to a point that you don't look like yourself or your race anymore, you know, and also having in consideration that why are you tanning, you know, because for example, guys in Japan started tanning because they were against the standards of Japanese beauty that was like being like super, super pale, you know. But in this side of the world, is like right now, having a tan, like white people having a tan, is a trend. So if you want to get a tan to be Gyaru, what are the beauty standards that we're breaking? Because you are not really doing that, you know. You are just following the trends of your country. So that's also something that I think we should keep in consideration, because the fights that guys had in Japan at that moment are not the same ones we are going to have now, you know. And definitely, if we want to say that we're going to tend to go against standards, it's like, which standards? Because we don't live in Japan, and it's not our place to fight the battles either. So we should also take in consideration that, like, if we're going to do Gyaru and the intention is to break standards of beauty or behavior, we also need to take in consideration in which culture we're going to be guys.
And I have heard that with Gyaru, you don't actually need to tan. It's like not really necessary.
Yeah, it's not necessary anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say, like, I think there's a lot of confusion about like what natural tanning means. Like Reila said, like if she goes out in the sun, same as me. If I go in the sun, I tan like very quickly. But also, I think a lot of light skin or like white people, they go out in the sun like with tanning lotion or anything that activates like your melanin. And that's not natural tanning. Also, if you like go out in the sun like for 5 to 6 hours, like that's not really recommended like for your skin. Like if you have very fair skin, you shouldn't be like in the sun for such a long time. And everything what Reila said, like we should really think about why you tan, because it's just like something cute and like an accessory to you, but brown people and black people have like struggles every day because of their skin color. So you should really think about that too.
Absolutely. Other than what we've spoken about already, are there any other misconceptions or misinformation about Gyaru that piss you off?
I think that the thing that pissed me off the most is this thing about if you get with black fishing or if it's Asian fishing, you know, like this is we already talked about the black fishing issue, but another thing is the Asian fishing, you know, like usually people think, okay, if Gyaru is from Japan, then it's considered a traditional Japanese culture. So you can do that if you are not Japanese, but they don't consider that actually Gyaru is not mainstream, it's not traditional Japanese culture, it's a contra culture. It's basically that contra culture, a subculture, you know, it's supposed to be not Japanese culture. That's the point of the style. So definitely everyone can be Gyaru. There are also like some interviews with Japanese guys with Black Diamonds, you know, where they're mentioned, you know, like they would love to see guys from all over the world. They were actually organizing an international meeting last year to meet guys from all over the world, and guys were supposed to be traveling to Japan to do that. Obviously, it didn't happen because of pandemic, you know, but there is the thing, you know, like we're all really happy to have like guys from all over the world, and it's really nice that we can have an international community, because that also helps us to be in contact with other cultures and to get better. So yeah, that's usually a common misconception. And another misconception that don't make me like mad, but a little bit sad, is when I receive questions like, can I be Gyaru if, I don't know, if I'm black or if I'm white, or if I have an afro, or if I'm, you know, I have to wear a hijab or any other thing, you know, like. And it's like, yeah, of course, you can do Gyaru, you know, like as long as you can basically do your makeup, you definitely can do Gyaru. You can incorporate things from Gyaru lifestyle, like dancing para or listening to music, doing your nails, or the fashion, or old school blogging. You know, there are a lot of things that are part of the Gyaru subculture. So definitely, if you can do that and if you can be part of the community, you can definitely be Gyaru.
Yeah, that's what I love about Gyaru and all these J fashion styles, is that there's not really like a limit on who can wear it. Like anyone can wear it. You can be non-binary and wear Gyaru. You could be from anywhere and wear it. So that's what I really love about all these styles. and it makes me really happy about them. But what about you, Yaya? What are some things that, I mean, you've been here, what, 13 years? What are some misconceptions that you have experienced over these 13 years?
Yeah, like just the recent TikTok discussions, like that was a mess. But it's basically about blackfishing and cultural appropriation. Besides that, I think it's not something like very important, but something that annoys me, like when I go out on the street, is like when people just point at me and say like, "Oh, anime, oh, manga,"
Oh,
and
yes, true.
yeah, so
Yeah.
this can be like kind of annoying
Mhm.
sometimes. Yeah, that's like the only thing like I can think of now.
Oh no, I feel that that happens to
Yeah,
me too.
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah, that happens. And that's also the thing about the Harajuku fashion works, like here when we used to have like actual works, with everyone together. It was also nice because, yeah, there were people who approach us, and so ask us, like, what are you? And we were like, what? Like, are you like wearing a costume or you were trying to be an anime
Yeah.
or a Japanese doll, the typical things. But that was the point of the event also, that people can get like used to see us, see that it's like super normal, we dress like this, like because we dress like this, we're not trying to be someone else or it's a costume or anything like that. So we could have the time to be there explaining that to people. People would be like amazed by that, especially the kids would be like, "No, I want to be like you when I grow up," or "You look like a princess," and stuff like that. And the parents would understand, like having those kind of moments when you can really share this with other people is really nice, and it's definitely a need, so people can also learn about that.
Yeah, I miss like all the Harajuku fashion walks and the J fashion walks with everybody. But yeah, that's like definitely happened to me before where uh, I feel like being at a convention made it a little bit worse, but they were like, "Oh, who are you cosplaying as?" And I was like, "As myself."
Yeah.
And the look on their face, it was really funny. But oh my gosh, yeah, I'm not very fond of that, but I can understand where they are coming from. Maybe they might not know about Harajuku fashion, so maybe anime was the first thing or the only thing that they know about it. But at least, we can correct them and be like, no, it's actually a style and it's really cool. You should check it out. But I mean, that kind of ties into the next question, which is what is your experience being Gyaru in your country? Other than the whole anime thing, are people pretty like positive and like receptive or receptive? I don't know what the word is, but are they pretty welcoming to you wearing Gyaru?
What I learned here basically is no matter how you look, people is still going to judge you, and misogyny is still going to be there, and people is going to harass you, and they're going to follow you, and they're going to catcall you anyways. So I learned to live with that. Like at the beginning, I was like, yeah, I want to go out and be Gyaru 100%, not going to care about what any and that. But there was, for example, still the fear of my parents, saying, but how are you going to go out like that? Like people is going to look at you, you're going to attract too much attention, that could be dangerous for you and that. And those kind of things happens a few times, like I would be approached by men or followed or harassed. And people would assume that I was a sex worker. They were like following me, asking for prices and stuff like that. And it was like pretty violent, like, so yeah, you get tough basically, you learn to fight against that, and you also understand that you're not doing anything wrong, so you are not the one who is supposed to change. They are the ones who should be changing that, because they are the ones who are like disrespecting you. And that's also part of the style. You do something that is what the society expects from you, then it's going to be controversies. You will have to fight for that. So I think that's part of the Gyaru experience, like you will have to fight for your rights basically, and that's why many of us are also feminists, because we express our feminism through GAL as well, because we have to face that like all the time, especially for me that I live in Peru, it's a country from South America, so it's really dangerous for women. So I have to learn to basically fight against that and to not stay quiet.
Yeah,
But more than that, everything has been like pretty positive, like at least at work and my family and that, people is more like asking, and wanting to learn about the style and understand why I dress like this, why my hair is pink, and why I dress like cute every day when I had to go to the office.
Yeah.
and once they understand where that comes from, it's like, wow, like you're super cool. Like I am really impressed that you actually can do that.
Yeah, you are super cool. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I guess I feel like Gyaru is definitely very empowering for a lot of people to wear. But what about you? Yeah, you're in Germany, right?
Yes. Yeah. Obviously, you will stick out, so everyone's gonna have like some kind of reaction to it. It's very similar. Like Reila said, you just tough them up because you're definitely gonna get sexually harassed. People will take pictures without asking or say like some weird stuff. Think like you're a prostitute or anything. Yeah, so you will definitely have like some kind of reaction, but sometimes it's really nice because people just talk to you and ask like, oh, you look really nice, like it's so different, like what's the style called, and they really want to know about the history, so that's really sweet. Other than that, I think like finding a job can be difficult if you look like that on a everyday basis. Like not every job allows you like to have long nails, colored hair. So this is something you have to consider as well.
Yeah, and that's something that is also part of the Gal experience, like at some point you even consider, okay, but which job can I have to still be Gyaru, Like some guys go to like more artistic ways like Yaya, and they try to be like, they want to be like makeup artist or hairstylist. In my case, I work on advertising. So it's like the crazier you look, the more creative you are, so, but not everyone really has like those possibilities, but it's usually that we consider also, when we get like, what can I do to still be myself, like which jobs are the best for me?
Oh yeah, no, I feel that too. Even as a Decora kid like myself, I still, whenever I look for jobs, I always like looking for maybe like a fashion related job where I can dress up really colorful. And then the next question, this is definitely a lot more fun question. So what are the both of your favorite favorite Gyaru brands? Sorry. Yeah, whoever wants to start first.
My favorite gear brands are right now are definitely Liz Lisa. Like right now I have a Liz Lisa camisole. So yeah, I definitely Liz Lisa and Rouge for Himekaji and Mars, because sometimes I also like to do some Yo looks. Like I really like more like cute and sexy styles, like more like on the pink side, even though I always remind myself, hey, your favorite color is black, so you should be doing more black outfits, but yeah. Yeah, I think my favorite brands are Lisa and Rouge and Mars, definitely.
Yeah, I'm a big Daya fan. I'm so obsessed with the brand. And I know, like, when I went to Japan, I was like once in summer, I bought a lot of stuff. And I've also been in winter, like when they had Fukubukuro, and I had like 3 bags. I bought 3 bags, and I also bought like other stuff that was on sale. Like when we had to go like home or like to the airport to fly home, like I was crying because I couldn't fit everything in the suitcase. Like I had like 2 big suitcases, 2 bags, a backpack, And I was also wearing stuff in layers because I couldn't fit it in. And I didn't want to leave anything behind. Yeah. So
Oh no.
I
Oh
definitely
my
went
God.
crazy on that. Yeah. Totally a Jaya fan.
Did you manage to bring all of them with you back home?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Oh my God. I would cry if I couldn't bring. Oh,
No,
that's...
I made sure because I basically flew there like with an empty suitcase or like with 2 empty suitcases.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. So you filled that whole both of them up. That's
Yeah. Yeah, I bought a lot of stuff.
oh my gosh. That's awesome though. But like getting to actually try the brands in person in the stores like sounds super amazing compared to like shopping online because you can't really, see it and feel it in person. But ah, that's awesome. So for any new gals or whoever wants to try Gyaru, do you have any advice on how they should start and also how they would find other people who wear Gyaru too?
Yeah, I think that the first thing we always say to baby girls or people who is just interested in starting the style is that they need to research a lot first, and from reliable, sources. Like there are many guys in the community, like guy veterans who have like blogs with sources and that. So it would be really cool to start that way and to avoid, misconceptions and misinformation. And I've seen a lot of people who try to define Gyaru using Wikipedia, and that's like
No.
super wrong.
No.
And I mean,
Oh
like,
my
please
gosh.
don't do that.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
God.
research a lot to first understand, where Gyaru comes from and what is that, like, what's the purpose of that? Because a lot of people think that it's just an aesthetic. That was also like a little discussion we had on TikTok, like, is Gyaru an aesthetic?
Oh,
Or
I
a
saw
culture?
that TikTok. I saw that. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And yeah, usually people now is like, now it's just that now aesthetics are like such a boom on internet that people only think about the looks and know what that is happening, where that comes from, in which context that happens, and that which is how subcultures were in the past. So it's really important to understand why Gyaru is this way before touching or before trying to try the style. And then you can start like checking magazines and that. Like now it's pretty easy. There are fan pages, there are like guys who share scans, and they can like approach me or Yaya or anybody in the community. We also have like huge like drive files with a bunch of scans that people can check, so yeah, there is a lot of information there. We're like, sharing is caring, so we like to share those kind of things.
Yeah.
And if they want to join the community, we have like the 109 server Discord. We also have the Gyaru server on Discord for Spanish speakers in Latin America, and we have the Kaino Gyaru on Facebook. I think there are a few groups on Amino as well that are managed by the same people from Discord. So yeah, now it's like safer, definitely. So yeah, they can basically approach us, and we're going to share the links.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely I'll leave the links down below in the description. But what about you, Yaya? Do you have any advice for these baby gals?
Yeah, definitely do your research before you try the style. And in terms like of looks, I think it's the best way to first figure out like makeup and hairstyle, like a basic way of how to do that, because it doesn't really matter like what you wear. If you do like your makeup and your hair the right way, you're always gonna look gyaru. So I think these are like the first steps, or like I wish I knew that I should do that first. And then for outfits, I think it's the best. Just find something that you like, find influencers, find your favorite models, look up magazines and just look what you like and just copy the style. And then from that, you will naturally have like a feeling, okay, what looks good on me? What do I like? And you get like a feeling for all the different substyles as well.
Yeah, no, and that's pretty good tip, like that they should. Well, it's not like like they have to, but it's definitely easier if they like pick like maybe one or two sub styles they want to try at the beginning, so they can focus in that kind of makeup, because there are also like many kinds of ghetto makeup. Not everyone looks the same, so it could be better if they find like some gal models they super like, or a sub style, so they can start like that. And that's also like a super good tip, especially when they want to start like working on their wardrobe, because happens that you like the style, like you like everything about the style, you want to try everything, but once you start working on your wardrobe, it's like you have like a little bit of everything, and nothing matches the other piece, so it's really hard to make outfits like this. So if you want to start like creating your own codes, maybe focus in one brand, on one super style, and understand like the composition of those looks, and then you can work in those pieces first, and little by little, get more diversity on your closet. Like, for example, when I started Himekaji, I focused on skirts and t-shirts, like cuts, so I could just mix and match them. And then I started to buy dresses, so I could try them just like just the dresses in summer, or with t-shirts underneath on winter, and I could start building that. And then I could go to more complicated pieces that I only can wear, like in certain occasions.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, that was really awesome, helpful advice. Like I have probably, I think only once ever worn Gyaru. I tried Amekaji.
Yeah, I watched the video.
Oh, did you? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. I was so nervous about doing that because I didn't want to do it incorrectly, but I had a lot of fun wearing it. And I've definitely fallen in love with Coco Lulu. I guess that's my favorite Gyaru brand. It's oh my gosh, just like all the colors and all the motifs of the brand is very fun. And still to this day, like whenever I go on Mercari Japan or Yahoo auctions, I'll look up like Coco Lulu and see what is on there. But oh my gosh, yeah, this was a really awesome conversation. I'm like so grateful that the both of you have shared your knowledge, your both of your 13 years, well, 13 plus 13, that's 26 years of knowledge together. I'm so honored to have been able to talk to the both of you. But before we go, do the both of you have anything that you would like to promote or any last words for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, we have the Gyaru month coming. Probably the Gyaru month is going to be already started by the time we post this video. But basically, we're going to have the Gyaru month from the main mall is Shibuya 109. So we decided to have like a 109 month for girls, which is going to be from September 10th from October 9th, because both are 109. And we're going to have a bunch of activities. Yeah, many challenges. They can join from TikTok, from blogs, from Instagram, joining the panels or the workshops. We're going to have a lot of activities. So yeah, it's going to be mainly on Discord, and I'm going to be posting, because I'm organizing that, I'm going to be posting all that info on Discord and Skynet Gerus as well. And so yeah, everyone who wants to be Gyaru, wants to learn and wants to improve, or just want to meet and connect with new guys, can join us during that month. Awesome. And you can follow us on social media, of course.
Yes, I love your TikTok so much. I have been like this past few days, I've just been watching all your TikToks, and it's such a like just so much full of information and helpful tips that are on there. So if anybody out there is on TikTok and wants to learn about Gyaru, you should definitely check out Reila's account. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good. I think the last one I saw was you just got like a stack of Gyaru magazines in the mail, right?
Yeah, this Friday I got like this 30 bundle of magazines, because I always wanted to collect Gyaru magazines, because I started Gyaru because of Gyaru at first. And so I was like, okay, no, I really need to get like a bunch of these magazines, and I found that bundle in Mercari Japan as well. So I was like, okay, it was really funny because I just got, like the bundle, like super excited. I just bought it, and then it was like a big box that was like almost 15 kilos, and I was like, okay, how can I ship that? Like what I'm going to ship this box. So yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, I feel you because I have been like collecting Kara magazines
Oh,
and it's just so addictive. They're so good. I want more and more. And now I have this on my floor right next to me. There's just a whole stack of them right there.
Mhm.
And it's heavy, but oh my gosh. Yeah.
yeah, I also have like so many magazines because like I started collecting them, especially like the Egg magazine when I was 15, and since then I have like every Egg issue. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And also I have like a lot of Pop Teen and Ransuki as well, and Agiha. Yeah.
Do you know how many magazines you have in total by any chance? Like the number?
No, a lot.
Just a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
around
I
like
have a lot of that.
30 to 40, maybe 50.
Oh,
Like I don't know. Like
wow.
I should really count them.
Yeah.
Dang. You're like a Gyaru library, just like all the magazines. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's addictive, like I also like with this I have like 100 magazines I think now. And I also collect like catalogs from my favorite brands. That's even worse because it's like once you get the catalogs of your brands and the MOOCs of your brands, it's like you see all the things that you should have and you don't.
Oh no.
And it's like, okay, I want to collect these collections too.
And I'm so sad that there aren't as many magazines as there used to be, but this is kind of how it is with print media. It's not as active as it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we do have Papillon now if
Oh
people want to
yeah.
check
Oh
like,
my
magazines
gosh.
online. Yeah.
Yes, please
Mhm.
check out magazine Papillon. It's
Mhm.
Papillon. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah,
keeping
yeah,
up with
I
it.
like modeling on Papillon, so you can find us there.
Yeah. Good. They've got an Instagram, a website. Are they on any other platforms?
I think they had TikTok, Instagram. The most active is the blog, which is really interesting because they are updating like news, Gyaru news from Japan. They post like the favorite slangs for girls, every year. And there are also like some blogs about our lifestyles as guiding girls, so it's really interesting. And
Yeah,
the
there are
next
also
magazine
like
is coming, so we have to pay attention to that.
yeah, like there are also like a lot of educational posts as well, like on the website or on the blog. So if you want to check that out and want to learn like more about Gyaru, I would really recommend that.
And it's so well made too. When I was even just like flipping through the magazine online, it makes that flip sound and it sounds so realistic. And the design, like I'm not sure who the graphic designer is, but whoever you are, you're doing amazing because it looks like a real,
It's
I mean, and it
really
is a real magazine, but
yeah.
it's like, wow.
They do an amazing job.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah, they are making magic with that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And oh man, I'm so excited for the next one. I'm so happy to hear there's another one because it's been a while since it was the second issue, right? That was the last one.
They already had 3 issues, I think. They
Oh,
had
okay.
2 volumes and 2 like lookbooks.
Oh, okay.
So I think this is the 4th or 5th magazine now. They are pretty active, so that's really nice. It's a really great way to also connect with everyone in the community because you can really see. It's really hard when you start Gyaru and you only see like Japanese guys because it's hard to find like tutorials or looks and that you can do yourself. But in Papillon, since there are like many guys from all over the world, it's easier to identify yourself with them.
Yeah. Are you on any social media that people can find you at?
Yes, I'm on Instagram. My name is Kuru Yaya. I'm also on TikTok, but I'm not that active there. Yeah, I think I'm most active like on Instagram. I also post like reels occasionally. Yeah, so that's the best way to follow me.
All right, I think that was awesome. Do you both have anything else to add to the conversation about everything?
Like, thanks for having
Yeah.
us. Like,
Oh,
this is like a great opportunity. Like, yeah,
oh
this was like a very lovely conversation. Yeah, thank you so much.
Mhm.
no. Oh no, thank you to
Yeah,
the
it was
both of
really,
you.
really nice. Yeah, it was really nice, really fun, and I hope once you want to try himekari as well.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Yeah, I would have to
I'm hoping
find.
for Tsuyome, of course.
Oh. Well, we shall see. We shall see. I will definitely do a lot of research and look into both of them and try it out. Fingers crossed it will go well. But this is this was awesome. Thank you again to the both of you. Thank you to everyone who is watching and has watched it so far. I really appreciate it. I hope that you have learned something from this amazing conversation. I definitely have myself. So yeah. Thank you again. I've said thank you a million times, but bye. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my god.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.